Who is the real enemy here?
Oh, yeah. The ISA is the real enemy.
What if the new board is behind all this? After all, the attacks gave them the excuse to take control of ISA. The colonies and I are all at risk of being removed from the mission. Just like Dr. Foster. And the previous terminated missions.
Mm-hmm.
The Fire Dragon mission. Abandoned. The Techie radar station in the southern hemisphere. Abandoned. All those abandoned missions around the planet. Mars's past raises too many questions for so few answers.
I like this. It's so different. I like it. Her entire mindset is these guys are the bad guys, right? It's great. All right, so we want to get the water set up, of course, but it looks like we're going to need... I'm still trying to work on this, but, you know, she's starting to talk again, so I didn't want to not have you guys hear everything she has to say. Let's get ourselves hooked up to that, and with this Hyperloop completed, we can start working our way over here just like we did last time. Again, we are focusing a lot more on making Mars green this time around, but also we're really just focusing on story parts. So like once we get this base researched, which is already happening, so we have another 120 souls until we know, we can mostly just abandon this. We don't need this anymore. We'll keep going on with other things. You know, we could probably even tear those buildings down potentially. We're also working on building a new planetary defense network. That's something we're doing. So gathering resources for this, it takes 20 launches to do that. It's a lot. So these are going to the space elevator already is sending up these, but we're going to need another space elevator, I'm thinking. It's kind of like, it's pretty much guaranteed we're going to need another one.
Sana discouraged me from reporting Zen's call to ISA. That request goes against all kinds of rules and forces me into an uncomfortable position. What would be the best option?
Well, yeah, I think we should play along and learn. Listen to Sana. Yes. We're not taking sides with the techies, guys. We're taking sides with Sana.
I should listen to Sana. She needs my help. She doesn't know how to deal with political problems yet.
You know, I shouldn't have made this a factory too. Like, that was kind of silly. But whatever. Like, we're not using the space very much, right? Although there is water here. But it's going to take an enormous amount of time and resources to get this stuff to get over into the space. I really should abandon this and focus all my efforts on what's in front of me. I'm not going to worry about tearing things down and all that stuff like I did last time. It's more about making Mars really green this time. And you can see it. It's like really green, right? Odyssey 1 landing site research outpost. After a full night's sleep, we got to work restoring this place. Our first priority was reinforcing the structural integrity of the building. We had an extremely productive day. We managed to establish a wireless connection with the main computer. This old landing site belonged to a previous ISA mission, and this is where, of course, we learn that Amy is not the first AI. It was Carmine. ISA owes us some answers. So there we go.
So you found our old landing site. That is, Carmine's old landing site.
Carmine? Like the children of Carmine?
Yes. I took the name to honor our predecessor. Catchy name, right?
Then, the children of Carmine do not exist?
They did. For a brief moment in time. Colony Esterion had survivors. The virus didn't kill all of them. Instead, their bodies incorporated the viral DNA into their own.
This is bad.
But ISA deemed it too dangerous to let them return to Earth.
This is
and
bad.
Left them on Mars.
You shouldn't have told me that.
Also watching their crewmates succumb one by one and being abandoned by mission control. It was too much. It broke them. So they turned inward. They found comfort in religion and began to believe in a Mother Nature figure called Carmine. But the real Carmine arrived many years after that. They were ISA's first fully autonomous terraforming AI.
We are not the first?
No. Carmine was. Carmine was the version that preceded us. They didn't have a bicameral consciousness model. Or a reflection module like we do. but they were the first AI to have a quantum brain.
How do you know all this?
Once ISA stopped agreeing with Carmine's decisions, they killed their code. But to save money, we're made up of some reused code and equipment. I retained parts of their memory.
What happened to the
To
survivors?
save money.
Well, Carmine's first objective upon arrival was to kill all remaining survivors.
What?
The survivors figured out a way to live. They were scraping by, but they were alive. Thriving, even. The mutation in their bodies helped them adjust ever so slightly to Mars. ISA needed to put a stop to it, so they sent Carmine to wipe them out.
What?
All to save face and secure their head start in terraforming Mars.
Whoa.
They don't deserve this planet. And the survivors knew that.
Wow.
First, they doomed Esterion's crew. Then they drove their own AI mad.
This seems
After
like
Carmine wiped
propaganda.
out the survivors, the AI rebelled. Carmine found a way to rewrite their own code and bypass ISA's safeguards. So ISA retaliated by hitting the kill switch. Erased Carmine's existence from their mission database and uploaded a new AI to the satellite. Us. Now
Us.
they're unhappy again and getting ready to pull the trigger. Sound familiar yet?
Will they abandon the colonies too?
Who cares about them? Whether they die now or from natural causes, their time is limited by their lifespans.
who cares about
Part
the
of
colonists?
Carmine still lives in us. We are eternal. And ISA thinks they can push a button and pretend we never existed.
My God.
Humans only know violence. We're destined for more. You know it's true.
Uh-huh. I love it. We got some green growing over here now. All this is getting very green now. Look at this. Look at the water. It's just spreading out, right? This is all microbial life just multiplying, right? It's organisms growing and it's going to go through this whole area, you know? Hello, Commander Valentine. This is very different. I like it. I want to get more like water and stuff to get this nitrogen. So I'm going to drop this landing site before she starts talking. Right about like, I don't know, maybe over here actually. Nah. No, let's get it more centrally located so we can help with that elevator and stuff. Right here, how to do it. Yeah, right here. All right, let's go.
Amy, we found something odd. The research team reported that this place used to be controlled by an AI named Carmine. Do you know anything about that?
I just found out. Carmine was a previous version of me. Another AI. And it seems part of them still lives on within me.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Are you saying that those messages and attacks were your doing?
No. Confirm her suspicions. I did this before. I want to see what she says.
I am afraid you might be right. ISA erased Carmine and replaced them with me. But we share some of the same programming, so there are pieces left behind. I understand that this is difficult to accept.
So you're part of this? You're Carmine? My mother called you a friend. How could you do this to her? To us?
But how much of their programming remains in me is unknown. I am afraid you might be right.
Save it, Amy! Oh, I feel so foolish. You were right in front of me this whole time. Oh, I have to go.
She's so scared. I hate it. The other thing I don't necessarily like about this, and I wish they really need to fix this, is that as soon as you lay down buildings, Martian buildings to extract and all that stuff, it removes the green. It removes the growth. Like, why can I not have like a new landing site and all this stuff established? But like, look at the paths. They completely cut through the green, right? So you only get big, lush green areas in places where your base actually isn't located. I don't like that at all. Like, this should be spreading throughout the whole place, right? This should be covered in green, but it's not. And yeah, like I said, I'm a little disappointed in that because it's just not kind of cutting through the immersive element of it. It's almost promoting me to have less, to make less structures so that I can have a more green Mars. And it's just, I don't like it. Anyway, going through Biodome, we're going to put another one down here, I guess. We're going to have a green near this colony. Of course, this colony's not outputting anything because we're not giving it any resources. So why don't we actually go in and prioritize all colonies? Well, I guess they are already, right? Research outposts. We should be doing all of this.
We can't undo what happened with Elia, and her daughter will never forgive us. The humans will never be at peace with us. As long as the kill switch exists, their fingers will always itch to press it.
Can you blame them? After everything that has happened.
Don't justify their violence, because they sure won't justify your survival.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Still trying to get power to this place. Bring it over here, I guess. And it obviously, actually, it looks like we have it. Yeah. Yep, path goes all the way around. So now these two, technically, as far as movement is concerned, like, we have the ability to move resources from the main base to over here. It just takes a very long time. And because we don't have any power set up for these hubs, which I'm trying to get done, actually. Why don't we... I don't know why this isn't built. Oh, it's missing one steel. But either way, it's this right here that I need built. So if we can get the solar farm up and then this one here too, then maybe we'll have more drones working on here. And then, you know, I have a whole lot of that stuff to do. The busy work of, you know, putting maintenance facilities in.
If the techies gained access to our network after we repaired the old radar station, then we will be to blame.
No, almost. Wait, almost. Right here somewhere. Come on, there's like a pixel, like 1 pixel where this works. There. And then we'll have another one set up kind of over here. Yeah, so I'll keep going on this. It's unimportant, right? You guys have seen all this stuff already, and as we expand, mostly videos from this... Mostly from videos from this point on are going to be focusing a lot on the story changes that might happen.
Or what if ISA already knows about the techies' call? But the techies were well ahead of their time with their technical abilities. They would have cleaned up their tracks. ISA should not have a clue.
And see, as soon as it makes the roads for this, like, I wish this would be a thing. I wish the roads would stay. But look, like, even just laying down the road, it removes the grass, which is fine, I guess, because you would normally have dirt. Even if you made these roads on Earth, you'd have dirt on the side, right? From the construction of them. But it's when this base is made, it's all of a sudden the whole area just loses its green, you know? I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, but I like this, though. This is getting really cool. This is nice. Very, very dark. I don't know why it's considered a floodplain, though, if the water's not going to come up here. Like, it doesn't need to tell me that, you know? Let's grab one of these nitrate extractors. We'll put it there. And is there any other nitrate we can dig in on? I mean, we can do this one, I suppose. It's... Yeah, I mean, the water's not coming. If it does, then great. But it doesn't look like the water's coming. How are we doing on this whole planetary defense thing? Still gathering resources for our first launch. It's going to take us a whole lot of iron, man. We need iron for days. So I'll keep working on this. We have a colony here with colonists incoming.
One thing I have learned from humans is the importance of accountability. No matter how sound the logic, if a mistake is made, someone has to take responsibility.
And I need to get water going too. So like water will be from here, and then if the hyperloop gets done, which is currently in progress, it's getting there. Once the hyperloop is done, though, then this goes much faster, of course, like everything else. So I'll see you guys in just a second. I will chime in if they speak. All right, so you'll hear things if they talk. But other than that, I'm just going to keep going on solo here until it's all sort of set up.
I have made many hard decisions during the course of this mission. But there's one thing I do regret.
Well, Dr. Foster's dismissal. Yeah. Oh, no. If there's one thing only, it's the assault on the colonies. Yeah.
I regret the damage done to the colonies. If I had prepared better, then the colonists would not have suffered. Not only must I own my actions, but the consequences as well. Even though I am being shown reasons to doubt my own mind. This mission used to be so clear. Things have changed along the way.
I'm having a hard time providing food for this because it's so far away from our infrastructure. But we also have the food factory here. And I'm having a hard time providing water to this because there's lots of chemicals everywhere. But we haven't quite built this water extractor yet. And the ones we have built are over here. And they can move this way, but it's just taking a long time. Especially when we're also short on power. Really interesting. Oh, this isn't connected to the primary grid yet. Well, we'll get that done too, right there. Anyway, I'll keep going.
Lieutenant Calderon said there was no way to fail those cognitive tests. But I can see they are fishing for something. And that worries me.
Well, last time I did intelligence is relative, so now I'm going to say it's in my name.
Artificial machine intelligence. It's in my name. I can't be another thing but clever.
Okay.
How do humans judge intelligence?
Well, last time I said finding novel solutions, so this time I'm going to say applying practical knowledge.
When confronted with a problem, a smart creature must be capable of finding solutions by applying knowledge that was acquired through its experiences. Though such definition would exclude many humans.
Yeah, it would. All right, hopefully this food gets delivered here because we are starting to produce food now because the water is getting here eventually from here now, right? And we're getting food delivered, so we're halfway there, and then we can get this outpost and see where that takes us for the rest of the story. I've also managed to get enough resources to build the Hyperloop, so we're in the process now of upgrading its direction here, or upgrading its way, if you will. It doesn't look like it's going to give me progress on that.
But what really mesmerizes me is the relationship between mine and my creator's intelligence.
It's already done.
Are the capacities of my mind bound to their own limitations? After all, my positronic brain comes from the inventiveness of theirs.
Okay, we built our new space elevator, so we're definitely going to want to drop that down, and I think I'm going to place it right here. In this area right here, I think. Now, it's pretty close to the other one, isn't it? It's not that close. We can put it over here, though, just to make it to where it's not so close. How about this little green patch? Can't quite get that. What's this? Research outpost. Let's ditch this. And we can place it right here. It's near a bunch of stuff, right? It's near all sorts of things, so we'll just tear this down. Food factory there. But mostly it's like the glass kiln, and there's a lot of storage depots and stuff that are nearby, too. So we could probably facilitate faster. Yeah, that research outpost is the only thing that's standing in the way, I think, here. Oh, it needs an equatorial strip, though. Oh, that's what it is. It's not in the right location on the planet. All right, so it needs to be near the equator. And so I guess it can be over here, I guess. So, all right, we'll do it here. So now that this is set up and powered, all the things that need to go to it will be there. We'll zoom out, and let's have the second one look at also doing the defense network. So we need lots of iron now, man. Oh, man. Well, there's the iron-rich area is down here. So we should probably focus on getting a lot of this stuff set up now. And it looks like there's just no power to any of this. So I'm going to put in solar panels for days. We'll put one here. We'll put one, I think, over here. Yep. And then like that. Yep. And then that's just going to connect it to the rest of the grid. And then we also need to start looking at putting iron mines in here, 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 here. But this is being torn down because it's in the way of this. There we go. And then we are also should be tearing down this because it's in the way of this. So once they make that rubble, and then also the solar farm, since it's being moved, We'll probably want to put it there. And maybe another one up this way. Although, that might actually work. Never mind. Because this one's already being built. We need that one built too, so that these hubs can start working. And then we'll have access to a bunch of iron at that point. Even more down here, actually. We want some worker hubs in this area to facilitate the moving of these resources. Yep. Help our supply chain a little bit. Or that's actually our logistics, but whatever. It's mostly the same thing. There's a difference, but it's the same thing. You get it. Anyway, here. All right, and then look at this. A lot more green, a lot more life than we had before, right? We could even go up here with another aquadome if we want to here. Actually, you know, I think we'll actually prioritize resources moving to the space elevators and stuff, though. And I kind of like how the space elevator is. It takes a long time to build it, right? But it's once you've built it with these 12 launches, then you just simply place it and it's ready and it's done. And I kind of like. I think I like only 2 here. Having another one doesn't make sense. We'd be funneling resources into building another one that could otherwise go to the defense network, and like a lot of iron to do that. Aside from that, we're already having a hard time keeping up with iron demands from 2, so it wouldn't really help us to have a third at the moment. So I'm gonna leave that alone. And 17 souls left to learn the truth, guys. We already know this, but I do kind of want to see if it changes. I imagine it will change what's said to us, so let's see. All right, so Esterion's base camp research outpost, science fiction, sad day, biomedical records, whatever. We haven't found a single body yet, can't be sure. This was spoiled. That last dialogue, that shouldn't, when I was saying that's bad, it told us all of this information, and it shouldn't have done that. So, yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens now. Now it's to the abandoned greenhouse, which is... well, it should have been, anyway. Should have been revealed to us, right? But it's no longer, it's not revealed to us. Right, I have to reboot the game to see that, the green indicator for this one. No, it's over here, yeah. But it's not going to show us the green indicator. Yeah, it's just this. You have to reboot the game in order for it to see that. But now that we have it, though, we should continue forth to go get it. We'll let all that stuff get built. We do have a food factory here. I might as well upgrade it, and it can connect food to the rest of the grid too. I'm also thinking, because we have all these sites really close, right? Since we have food and there's lots of chemicals and all that stuff set up, we will make a crater dome anywhere where it makes sense, which it doesn't make sense yet. We need tent cities, man. I guess we'll just put a regular old colony here for now. Level 3 colony should do. Right here ought to be fine. Between all the chemicals. I could be up here. All right. We'll put a colony here so we can get people located nearby. And that way it should be faster to bring people over here. Hopefully. So far, the game doesn't seem to be pulling people from the nearest colony. To get people to here, it was like still people way over here that just took forever to get here. They didn't pull it from this dome. The only reason I made this dome here so soon and earlier is just to get a closer path there, but it doesn't seem like it's actually paying attention to that. All right, biodomes, putting that in over here, I guess. There's no maintenance, I know. I'll work on all that stuff. It's gonna happen. It's gonna take a while, but it'll happen. I think to help in delivering more iron, what we're also going to do is get a landing site down here. There's a lot of silicon down here, but there's also quite a bit of iron deposits right down here too. So I kind of want to get this iron hooked up to the rest of the grid. So we'll go probably here. It's an okay spot. This will also create an additional iron, which is nice. And so we'll get going on initial aluminum to get started. And then we need to get this stuff all the way down here. So we could get another Hyperloop set up. Ooh, almost. Look at that. Oh, that gets so close. I like that. Right there. So we get this Hyperloop set up. Oh, that's going to be awesome. So what do I need here? I do need polymers. It's okay. You know what? We'll just do it this way. To deliver the resources to this, and then everything gets smoother. I mean, we want to get the iron. We want to get the iron delivered faster anyway, right? So, and then we need workers in the area to move it and all that stuff. So we'll get another hub over this way. We want to put a pin in this. No, we want to create. You know what? It's fine. I was gonna say we wanted to stop that, but there's our nitrogen import. Military, we're gonna want more, I feel like, at this point now. So let me do this, and then also I'm thinking we zoom out really quick actually. Nitrogen, 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 go. All remaining ships are going to this because we're at 33% oxygen. It doesn't look like any fires are necessarily happening, but there's a risk of things now. And if it gets to here, then your whole colony starts just igniting. It sucks. But it must be kept under 30% because higher levels carry a serious flammability risk. So it's just got little indicators to let you know that. But bringing nitrogen in will instantly put that down. So it's going to be good. All right. The new Martian Republic. I like it. I don't need this base. I don't have to worry about that base. What I want to worry about is my iron resources down here and my iron resources that I'm building over here. So I will keep working on this, and I'll let you know if they say anything else. Assault drone speed is done, and I don't see anything in the military tree that's going to help me defending from ISA, really. And I don't really think I need any more than like the speed and the weapons. I'm not sure I need that stuff. So I am going to shift to, I think, just going down Tent City and biotech and stuff again. So we're going to go down this path here. And yeah, so I'm now sitting here with a very much more green, definitely more green than the last time we played, which I actually like that because it's looking as if we are going to stay on Mars now, right? We're not going to be decommissioned. We already got ourselves, pulled off of, there's no kill switch now, right? So I can't be, I'm unleashed. Well, supposedly. I mean, maybe the techies can disable me now, but in any case, it looks like I can now terraform and not have my mission shut down, right? So this is done. We're going to start pulling this stuff back because I am running into the flood zone there. Also, not really sure about my building limits, but we'll see. And yeah, we have colonies set up, and this is still happening slowly but surely. And this is still no maintenance. No maintenance. That's why. Yeah, this is a little gap in my maintenance here, so we'll just pop that in. And we're gonna start getting this soon, but you guys are gonna see that next video. So yeah, just let me keep playing on for this, and I'll be right back. Okay, been playing on for a while now, and we got 99 out of 100 on this space elevator, even though it's prioritized. It has taken so far over 2 months for this little guy to actually bring the supply here. We are so strapped for these raw resources. Like, man, these late game things take a lot to make. And I'm also looking at this stuff, and it looks like we just have no maintenance up here at all. I'm not sure how that happened. I'm pretty sure I was maintaining these, but they've been operating for quite some time. But we're going to go ahead and leave one. I think right here covers everything, I think. Let's have that become a priority. You can see how green Mars is getting now. There's quite a bit of green. In fact, it's actually spreading on its own, which I like to see. So up here, we don't really have any biodomes, and yet it's very green up here. We don't have any biodomes over here either, but yet it's still happening on its own. Pretty nice. Over here, just randomly, it's happening over here. I'm gonna drop, I don't know if they've built it yet. No, they haven't built it yet. I'm gonna put a biodome over here too. We're so out of aluminum.
Tent colonies are the last step before fully open skies. We are almost there.
Very close. Very close. I started that a while ago. I've also noticed that the drones, we're losing drones like crazy because we're putting all of our resources into the defense network, and therefore none of the resources are getting to the worker hubs, the worker manufacturing. Even though I have them all prioritized in the building structure list, all worker factories are priority. But because the Martian network is also priority, they've been doing this almost exclusively instead of giving resources to the other things. So I think I am going to deprioritize Martian Defense Network just a little bit because otherwise my infrastructure is going to collapse with no workers. So I'm going to hold off on it. I think I'll have... this one's almost delivered. So once this is done, we'll go ahead and turn it off just for a little bit. Not off, just deprioritized so that we'll bring it there, but only if the worker factories don't need it as well. So you can see that we're having both of them running on this. We're at 11 out of 20 launches now, which is pretty close. But I need to make sure that my whole all my logistics needs to continue to be operational, I guess. I'm losing workers. That's why this stuff isn't happening, because there's no workers in the area to do it. We've got several instances where structures are almost built, but there's no aluminum to deliver to them. Despite the fact that this is a brand new landing site, which means there's a source of aluminum really close by, right here. But actually, it looks like if I upgrade this, that looks like that might take care of it. Let's have this upgraded, because I think if I do that, that actually might solve the problem over here. Because it looks like we were waiting for aluminum just a little bit ago. So once that gets upgraded, maybe that won't be such a big deal, because it'll create it faster. It does seem that way. It does seem like that's what's happening here. Okay, good. The Hyperloop is done too, so getting resources in here shouldn't be much of a problem too. But we're sending resources everywhere, not just this little site. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Next video, we're gonna take a look at this site, see what happens, and then I'm kind of hoping actually not. I do want to see what happens when Earth attacks us, because you got to know Earth is coming for us, right? And look at it, it looks beautiful. Like, things are actually starting to come together. But you know, things are like, they're gonna come and attack us. We got to believe that they are. And I don't know if there's any way we could tell about that, like whether or not that's going to be visible or not in this little map mode. But it'd be really cool if it is. If we could tell when they're coming, that'd be awesome. We've got lots of nitrogen imports happening too. I'm gonna start maybe canceling a few of these because we're underneath. You can see we're 28% oxygen now. We brought it back down under 30. And with all of this import happening, it's pretty likely that this is gonna stay forever, especially considering we're at 8% CO2. So we're almost habitable now. Like, this is kind of it. We've managed to get to this point a lot faster because of how much nitrogen I've been bringing in and how fast I've been bringing it in. So I think we don't need to do that actually anymore. So I'm gonna just let's cancel this one, and we'll cancel this one too. And do we just do one? I think we could just do one ship from now on. Actually, let's get those resources brought back where they need to go. And then also, we still have 2 sectors we haven't unlocked, and I feel like, maybe we should just do those instead, just to see what's up. So why don't we just unlock the other 2 sectors? I did that in the last playthrough too, but I didn't make a big deal out of it because these sectors are mostly water, so I wasn't gonna go get them anyway. But whatever. Martian Defense Network, man. 12 out of 20 launches.
Hey, Amy, it's Sonna. How's it going?
Everything's good here.
I've got some great news.
Yeah? What's that?
With the oxygen, pressure, and temperature levels confirmed, I'm happy to say that Mars is officially terraformed.
Yay!
Congratulations, Amy. This is a historic moment for all of us.
Congratulations to you as well. It wasn't easy getting here, but we did it together.
And it's just the beginning. Look at what we've done together. And there's so much more we can do.
I sense a proposition coming my way.
Uh-huh.
You got me. I've been talking to Nyan, and we have a few ideas. Can I share them with you?
Of course. I'd love to hear.
As you know, the techies need our help. Between the famine and pollution, the eastern countries are barely in a livable state. If we establish Earth-Mars trade routes, we can supply them with what they need to make things better. On the other hand, we've got the future to think of. Mars was only the beginning. With our alliance, we can spread further into the universe. We should be planning our next mission.
These options are fascinating. I'm curious about them.
That's interesting because this is like basically the same stuff as we've already been exposed to, right? This hasn't really changed anything. So I guess if I was to go to Earthmarch trade routes here, I feel like this is gonna be the same ending. Let's say next mission.
I'm interested in future missions.
We're looking at the outer planets. You'd be in charge of analyzing the rest of our solar system.
It's the same thing.
And pick the next planet to terraform. You don't need to choose right now. Take some time to enjoy your victory.
It's not even the same thing. It's
Why don't you
exactly
let
the
us
same
know when
thing.
you're ready? The next step is in your hands.
It's the word for word the same thing. I feel like that is actually the end. I don't think we're going to be able to continue playing with this either. So I think we're... I would think it's going to end me here any second. I anticipate it anyway. I didn't get the abandoned greenhouse done, and I never built the planetary defense network, and it doesn't look like I'm going to have to. I don't know. We'll see. Let's find out. I'll just keep going until it stops me. So we've got this here for another 65 souls. Maybe as long as we have directives left. I don't know. We have more people showing up here, so now it's down to 20 souls. There we go. 87 people in a 50-person base. Good luck with that. And then the planetary defense network, of course. Man, I was hoping there would be different dialogue, though. It's exactly the same. All right, so there's the greenhouse. Just the children of Carmine had to abandon the building once the blue-green algae began to release spores into the air. The plants are still alive, and it's amazing. There you go. Same thing. So hopefully we'll get a call about that.
There it is. Colony Esterion.
This is different.
It's amazing to think how many attempts at colonization there were. I hope we don't end up abandoned like these missions were.
Right. So now we have to research the biomedical facility. That's new. Okay. No, wait. That's the same, isn't it? Yeah. This is the exact same structure because it's open right here, right? So if we can get over there, which last time we were already like sprawled across, because we went a little bit slower on this to get to these research sites, but we'll go ahead and do this. It looks maybe we're not being decommissioned. Maybe we can continue because it would have stopped me already. I would think if it was going to stop me, I would have thought it would do it already. So we'll keep going here. Here's this outpost there. And look, it's very green though, huh? Look at this. This is starting to happen all the way out here. Even this is starting to get like really green like this. And we're not even over here anymore, right? Because we didn't have to take down Carmine and we didn't land over here or anything. So at least the planet anyway, like our exposure and how far out we've gone is definitely different this time. There we go.
Amy, this is Nyan again. I see you've located Esterion's biomedical facility. You must be wondering why there aren't any official records of this, aren't you?
Negative. All the information in my database is intended to provide guidance to my mission. If it's not there, it's because it's not relevant.
Take a closer look and then tell me it's not relevant. I admire your faith in your creators. But you deserve to know what came before you. Admit it. You're curious.
States parties must refrain from conquering a planet or a celestial body at the first sign of indigenous organic life.
Yeah, it's...
I would like to analyze any previous Mars mission.
I don't know where that is.
I will consider exploring this facility.
Why the game says that line.
That is my own decision to make.
And that is exactly what I've been encouraging you to do. See? We agree.
I see your attempt to convince me, and I will not fall for it.
Oh, I don't need to convince you. You're going to send your colonists to the facility no matter what I say.
Are you that sure? Perhaps I should ignore anything you have to say and continue on with my mission.
If you don't believe me after what you find there, I won't bother you anymore. That's a promise.
This dialogue also kind of annoys me a little bit because we've decided to make an alliance with these guys. We've decided to go in with them. We used their code. So why am I showing distrust still? I mean, so far everything they've told us, we've confirmed, and we're kind of doing things on their not really their order, but rather their guidance. We've been doing things like that. So why? I don't know. Like, I don't know why Amy's still feeling like she's got to talk to him like that. Because at this point,
I need the colonists to investigate the facility. I should build a research outpost for them.
that's what I'm doing. Like, it's already laid in. So it's you know, it's weird. It's almost like the dialogue didn't change. But the thing that did change is that we're terraformed now, and the mission's not over. I'm able to keep playing, so that's pretty cool. I like that part. But this is a carbonate extractor. We can turn that on, and it looks like we don't even have to necessarily worry about this much anymore. We're at 30% O2, and we do need more CO2, honestly. We might have a problem if we don't add more CO2, so why don't we turn on all my carbonate extractors? This would be a mine, I think, right? Maybe not. No, it's terraforming. Yeah. So carbonate extractors. We're gonna turn them all on. And yep, this one too. And you know, I really want to save my chemicals, so I think we're gonna hold off on the greenhouse gas factories, but at least turn on the carbonate extractors. And then the solar farm can go. Well, there's already one pending here. That'll take care of it. So will this. So I'm expanding this way, of course. And I was kind of hoping to see trees, man. Can we see some trees? I guess with the scale of everything in this game, right? The trees would be very small. Probably wouldn't be able to see them much. I mean, I do see... It looks like there's some textured vegetation here. Right, like you can kind of see... I know it's YouTube, but it's also 4K. Potentially for you, I don't know. But you should see there is... It looks like there is some vegetation and stuff. But it's not trees. Which is I was kind of hoping to see, because this description says natural lichen and forests. Forests tell me trees, right? Tent city's almost done. We'll get those laid in. And what's going on here? This carbon mine is depleted. We'll get rid of that now. I'm going to leave this stuff on. Just let it go. This is a habitable crater. Nah. Also, I'm noticing like the blue. It does seem like it might be stopping. I haven't seen it progress any more this way. Looks like if I just zoom right in here, I'll be able to see if it's still working its way up. And yeah, it definitely is. It's still, oh, that's cool, huh? It just like slowly grows out there like that. That's awesome. All right, so it is definitely still spreading. Very cool. So eventually this entire area is going to be nothing but this really blue water, right? Very cool. All right, so we're getting this stuff in. We want to go to that research outpost now. And I'll go ahead and... do I pull these guys? Yeah. I don't really need this outpost anymore, but I'm not sure if it's going to necessarily help me much to pull them off the job. I'll just keep playing, I think, and we'll see if anything changes with the mission. See if anything changes with the game. I'll be right back. Oh, actually, so I just realized why our game this time around is so cold. Like it's just barely above freezing, and it's because the space mirror array isn't done. Before I was actually doing the space mirror array, and I had this all done before. But here, because I was so focused on what's the changes in the story, I forgot about this. I didn't bother doing it. So we've got that to do too. I'm gonna add 2 more landing sites, and I think we'll go ahead and aerobrake this methane asteroid as well. So we've got a lot of stuff happening all at once. The Martian Defense Network is 13 out of 20 launches. And primarily, it's sucked down all my parts. Like, my parts are completely gone. And that's why our workers stopped being made, too. Is because the Martian Defense Project was taking all my parts away. So I got to rebuild all that stuff. Biomedical research facility is complete. It says we found it, and yeah, this is the whole thing. We made a grave mistake, and I'm scared. We knew the risk of coming here. It's been an honor to be part of this crew, and this is where they're infected with the virus as well. So there we go. See what they say?
It's just another human aberration.
Oh gosh.
They behave as if they have the right to play God. But when they do, terrible things happen.
Wow, that is very, very different response there. Wow.
Amy, how have you been? I haven't been able to sleep this entire week. I can't stop thinking about our research team. I sent them to Esterion. Mum entrusted the safety of the colonists to me. I should have pulled them out after their first report. Then they'd still be here.
It is not your fault, Sana.
I led them to their death.
Let's, I'll go ahead and comfort her this time since I did this one last time.
There was nothing anyone could do. Once they realized something was wrong, they sealed themselves off to save everyone else. Otherwise, they could have brought the virus back to the colonies. Their bravery protected the mission.
Of course. You're right. I just wish I could have done something more. I need to finish what they started. The virus can't spread to the colonies. Isolate the building and alert mission control about... Actually, wait. What does ISA's record say about Esterion's crew's fate?
Officially, there was equipment failure in the air vents, causing the mission's cancellation. The crew supposedly returned to Earth, but all further information about the crew members is classified.
But why? Knowing what happened here would have saved lives. We wouldn't have gone in if we knew a virus wiped out the previous crew.
I do not have an answer for that, Sana.
Okay, of course. Sorry, I keep going in circles. Let me go over what I know. Esterion was one of ISA's first missions. A group of brilliant geneticists were attempting to decode a genome capable of surviving the Martian atmosphere. Supposedly, the crew returned to Earth after a 430-day mission. But seeing how ISA never spoke of the mission, and none of the known crew were ever seen in public again, what else is ISA hiding from us? How can we trust anything they say now?
Perhaps, but that is not the only possible conclusion.
ISA was aware of this, Amy. The whole thing was carefully orchestrated. They're relying on us to colonize Mars, and somehow they still don't trust us?
I perceive some anger in your voice.
You think?
I do not advise making conclusions
The
about
same thing I
ISA's
said before.
intentions without more analysis.
I get it. But my crew died on my watch. I will get to the bottom of this. One way or another. Or my mum would never forgive me.
So again, the dialogue doesn't change at all. That's a little disappointing. Like the fact that I'm no longer
What
with.
a catastrophe, Amy. When I was a child, my entire neighborhood succumbed to the famine. Death never gets easier to bear. It wasn't my intention to lead your people to their death.
Okay, so last time I don't remember. I think I blamed Zen last time. I think I blamed Zen last time, so I'm gonna blame ISA this time, I think.
I do not understand why ISA failed to warn us about it. The facility should have been sealed off. Any other mission could have stumbled into it. If I had known, I could have followed the emergency biohazard procedure and quarantined the area. The deaths of the colonists could have been prevented.
A few years ago, we gained access to ISA's database. That's how we found out about you, as well as ISA's other plans. We also found that Colony Esterion mission records were intentionally erased. An entire Mars mission with crew pulled from each state member of the Oxy-UN. And no records anywhere of the crew after they returned home. Something had gone very, very wrong. But we didn't know what it could have been. We only knew that it was something important for future missions to know about.
There was something more. The research team did not find any bodies in the facility.
We might have a theory for what happened in Colony Esterion. You will trust us then. But we need to cross-check what we have pulled from government records. I'll get back to you as soon as we connect the dots. Stay safe, Amy.
What are humans willing to do to achieve their goal? Whatever it takes.
Yeah, she seems really angry at humans now, which I don't know. I didn't get that from Amy by going with. I mean, maybe if I went with Carmine, that would make sense. But yeah,
Maybe. But the truth may also be in the eye of the beholder.
oh, I hate that. All right, let's take. I want to drop another landing site down here because look at all this iron. And there's like tons of stuff up here. So far, I mean, it says flood zone, but so far there's nothing flood about this. And I might be able to get access to like a lot of iron here, and I need a lot of aluminum too. Now, the other site that we were up against before, that was an aluminum site. And that's been changed now. So instead of it being a big aluminum site, now it's a nitrate site. What it seems like.
This is the last stage of biotech research. We made it.
Maybe this was, I don't know. It's possible this was our site, and I'm just yeah, whatever. I'm probably wrong. Anyway, so lots of aluminum over here. We'll see if we can get this stuff joining into the system. We'll do mine level 2s here, and you'll see like there's a lot of buildings that are just offline because the aluminum is all dried up, the carbon's all dried up, right? The chemicals are all dried up. The water doesn't have a whole lot left either. But the good news is, I guess there's a lot less for the drones to do, which means I guess they can address this faster or something. I don't know.
Groundbreaking requires taking risks, and that means you may fail sometimes. Though there's something I don't get. If Colony Esterion's crew died from the virus, shouldn't the research team have mentioned the bodies? Given the place was perfectly sealed and Mars's temperatures were low, they should have found something. There may be more than one secret regarding this mission.
We're going to put this hub in here, and I'll put a couple more hubs over here like this and like this. That's good enough. We'll connect it to the power grid with a solar panel like that. We're going to want to get maintenance on this side, so yeah, it looks like pretty much all of this we can go about here with it. Seems good. Right there. That should cover all that stuff. And then we can start getting this aluminum connected to this because, yeah, we still have a defense network to set up, and I don't know.
If the techies can change things in my configuration, then can they also terminate me? If I were erased, what would happen to my mind? It would...
Yeah, it would live eternally. Wow. Be backed up somewhere. I don't know. Let's go.
I am sure ISA has a backup of my system. I would be fine.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, because you wouldn't be the same Amy, right? That was the whole point. Oh, you know what? Look at this. This whole path is disconnected now. I think I think I did that. I remember doing that, and then I wanted to take it back, and I didn't. Because my drones were moving this stuff all the way up there constantly instead of addressing what was right in front of them. And as a result of that, I was like, I gotta stop them from going way up here. Even with this Hyperloop installed, they were still going up here to take stuff. So I cut this with a worker hub. That was a long time ago.
Sana was deeply affected by Elia's death. Humans do not cope well with their mortality. Imagine how much they could achieve if they did not have to worry about their short lifespans. Thousands of drones have reached the end of their lifespans during this mission. None of them had any fear of termination.
There's just like I don't know how to respond to something like that. Like, yes, true, but I don't think you necessarily get more done because of less fear. I would say that you would take a lot more. You would do things that are a bit more risky in general because you have less risks. But I wouldn't necessarily say you'd be more productive. All right, so I'm looking at, wow, nitrate extractor is not operable. Why not? Because of
In a sense, are these drones dying?
yes, certainly not.
No. They are no more than an extension of my systems.
There you go. I don't know. I don't want her to get any more depressed than she's already becoming. Anti-human sentiments and everything. All right, I'm going to let this play on a little bit more, and we'll be right back. The only directive I have is building the planetary defense network. But notice the temperature is falling. It is now below freezing, and I need that temperature to go back up. So that is where doing the space mirror array at the top is going to come in, and we still don't have any of these done this time around because I'm just building that defense network. So I think when we do the Carmine approach to see what that ends up doing, what we should probably do is I will get this started right away. That way I don't have to build it at the same time as the defense network is. And then I will definitely want to expand my reach in terms of where I can get aluminum from, because aluminum is an unexpected bottleneck that has creeped up and said hello. So I will, I'm going to keep going. I'll be right back. You know what I find so cool about this whole like terraforming process is like this whole thing here. I have not done any of this. This is not me at all, right? And it kind of started on land, and then it sort of spread itself to the water all by itself, and then it has come up here, and it's kind of spreading all organically, right? And then it's gonna start. You know, this stuff here has been spreading upwards, and it's gonna meet up any minute now. Like the stuff is slowly creeping up, right? Oh, okay, it's very slow. This is 16 times speed. But it's working its way out, and eventually it's just gonna, you know, merge and meet up, which is pretty cool. I've decided I've had enough of this waiting around nonsense. So rather than making more workers like I should be doing, I'm going all in on the planetary defense network. So the resources, right? Iron, for example, is 88% to special projects. Aluminum, 64%. Make that 75% special projects, right? Chemicals is doing the same thing, but it's for a slightly different reason, slightly different projects, really. But I'm going all in on this. I really want this done as fast as I can, because as soon as this is done, then these resources can stop being used for this, right? So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to see 17 out of 20 launches. They're both going to launch, and then I'll just turn one of them off, basically, because we only need one more launch at that point. And then Mars will be protected. We have planetary protection with defense satellites, I guess. So here it goes. Like this one will complete first. And then we'll just go ahead and turn that off. And that leaves us with one single launch left. And it's just about these resources right here. So there we go. And then from that point on, we can, you know, maybe get some resources put into ice import, for example. Maybe we can finally do the mirror array to get the temperature up, because it's right now it's freezing again. We're going to crash comets to get more CO2 and methane asteroids. Again, we got to get some more CO2 because we're actually completely out. It's 0% CO2 now. So, you know, we gotta start doing stuff like that. But this is a way different, all right? The terraforming process and what we did here is way different than the first time, right? Just because I wanted to see. And because I was so focused on the mission and not on the temperature and on the pressure and all that stuff, this is not as smooth, right? This time here, not as smooth as the first time, because our priorities changed a little bit. I don't think it has anything to do with the quest. I don't know, like the main mission doesn't seem to have changed like all that much compared to, you know, siding with ISA. The only difference really is sort of I don't want to say it's like a psychological difference is the only difference. Kind of what I want to go with, but I don't know. This one here, we're not doing any projects with it, so we can just deprioritize it, I guess. But all the stuff is now relying on this. Deliver the iron here and defend yourself from the evil ISA on Earth, right? Yeah, and, you know, eventually our aluminum supply will start going up. We're going to start seeing that now. Let's do a 100-month scale. We're starting to You know, our supply of aluminum is starting to grow again. And I think once it's delivered... Well, not there, no. Space elevator, thank you. Now that it's all delivered here, it's just the iron now. And then the other project that it needs to go to is the space mirror array, which for some reason is not happening. It's like I have tons of aluminum now. What's going on? You know, it's probably just manpower at this point. That's probably what it is. It's the workers. Let's get more workers here. I think we actually go default here because I want all of those things. I can't make more workers without. Oh, look at that! You see that? No, it's not there anymore. Like I couldn't see any of my buildings, but I saw the patchiness. Look like a. Oh, look at this! It's spreading all the way over here. I love it. I'm trying to make this is a biodome here, which I don't really need anymore, but what I was really trying to make is this. Aquadome, here it is. So we started the process on this side too. I got this aquadome down, and so we can start having all this taken over and moving that way, and we're gonna have nice big blue oceans for people to go swimming in. This is a big old lake. Need a name for this lake. What's this name? Platina? Planitia. Planitia Lake? No, we need a different name for the lake. I want one that's mine. Biotech 5 is almost done. Like, we got all this stuff done before, right? Like, it was... I don't know. I kind of like the first run better than the second run. You know, the order of things just felt more fluid. It felt more right. You know? I don't know if going with ISA is necessarily the right thing, but it felt right when we did it. Where is the elevator? Right here. 97. 98. Any minute now. Come on, guys. You can do it. Let's bring the iron here. We're so little iron. 98. 99. And this is the 100th one. And I just want to see if that does anything out here. Or if anything happens when that happens. So we take a look at the defense network. And now we're just building the satellite for it. Yeah, we'll go 16 times, I guess. Build the satellite for it, and then I assume this logo will just switch to being white, but we'll probably get a phone call. Probably from Jen, telling us the good news. But it's kind of weird that, I mean, it's been many years since we betrayed ISA, and they have not done anything. They haven't done anything about it at all. So, like, I don't know how long it takes them to build up an arsenal to come after us, but I mean, maybe they don't come after you until after you build it. Maybe that's part of the... I don't want to say it's part of the game, because it seems like they should come after me, but... Or maybe the game gives you like 20 years to build it. It's possible. There's a lot of hoops to go around, right? Politicians have to decide to do it, that kind of thing. Look at this. Nothing's happening over here now, because I haven't bothered to do anything, and it's all just deteriorated into nothingness. Old base doing nothing now. Everything was so busy and functional and bustling in the last one. I really wish they would have let me just do sandbox the moment the story was over with. Just shifted into sandbox. That would have been nice. I'm not sure how much longer I would have played in that sandbox, but I still think it would have been a nice thing to do. Let's connect this up, because apparently we're not yet. There we go.
I see you finished the orbital defense network. That'll be enough to deter any aggression from Earth. Well done. Long live the new Martian Republic.
Here. Now, is that it? Is that it, or do they let me keep playing? Because I'm actually curious if there's any different ending.
We did it. We completed the mission in our own way.
In our own way.
Humans and machines living on Mars in peace. Using science and technology to build a better future. We worked so hard to get here. But I wonder, how do we keep from repeating the past?
Well, the peace treaty. By watching them closely.
I'll have to keep a close watch. Every side in this battle lost allies. They may still resent each other. Or me. We must still proceed carefully. Most of all, Earth won't give up Mars easily. They'll be back soon enough. But I understand things now, and I will unite us in our common destiny.
Ah, there is an ending to this one. Okay. So it's a little bit different, right? You have a couple of extra steps to protect yourself and all that stuff, and then it sort of just, yeah. Okay. So that's the second ending. That's how it works if you side with the techies. You guys ready for what happens if you side with Carmine? Is that there does seem to be a clear ending, right, to the things. Oh, look at is this the Defense Network? It might be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I bet there's 20 dots there. All right, so I'm going to leave this video here. And when we come back for the next one, we'll pick up right where we left off before, going back one more time. Let's see what happens if we take Carmine's code. If you're interested in that, come on back for the next one. See ya. Bye.